Welcome to the Rajyoga meditation basic course. Now the spiritual laws. In the nature there exists laws too, like gravitation, and similar there exists spiritual laws. Then of some of them I will explain it to you. First preview. In India, this subject is called karma. Karma means action in a value-neutral way. For me, it is the cause-effect principle. Only a few aspects are described here. The subject is dealt with in more detail in a YouTube lecture in German, Power of Effects and Thoughts. Here is the link. If you understand German, you can look. Second preview. The state of the world is an expression of the total human consciousness. The total human consciousness consists of the consciousness of each individual. Therefore, self-transformation equals world transformation. If each person contributes one stone to the construction of the new house of earth, it will come into being. The following graphs show three main states of consciousness. They are speaking from itself. On the left side, chaotic consciousness, too many useless thoughts, too many negative thoughts. In the middle, the symbol is a symbol of clear, powerful, constructive thoughts. On the right side, the power of silence that has the greatest force. This should be stored well because it's very important for transformation. Stressful, useless thoughts or negative thoughts take a lot of energy. Mental sicknesses are expanding exponentially. Burnout, depression, and so on are coming more and more, and this is the main reason for this. Another point is, who is responsible for my thoughts? The hairdresser asks, you can have your hair cut here. And where do you have your thoughts done? Who is making your thoughts? The answer, hello. I do my own thinking. The hairdresser, real? Are not the circumstances your thoughts making? Thoughts leadership is necessary, therefore. Do you direct your thoughts yourself? Or are they directed by circumstances? Another picture I have, there are the horses in the car and the man is drawing the car, so is led by the circumstances. Negative thoughts lead to negative attitudes. Both persons see the same picture. The left one, the spider spins so beautifully. The right one, a horrible spider, I will stop it. We perceive everything through the glasses. What's inside of our negative or positive inclinations. If we are dark inside with negative concepts, with negative beliefs, then we see also dark outside. Here, light inside, light outside. So we have to clean the glasses, means we have to clean the inner subconsciousness, the soul. Examples of thoughts and attitudes that have become negative. Only a few examples: anger, greed, attachment, jealousy, hate, lack of power, lack of love, fear, ego. Negative thoughts and attitudes are burdens, like the bees around the head. Thoughts are the seeds. Down below the red point is a seed. This is the cause. Then are coming the actions, and then the effects, the fruits. And the fruits, the effect had also an effect of retroaction. The mental same as the cause. I am building a house. He has the thought, I am building a house. And then the effect later. If the thought is powerful enough, he will look for a place for the house. He will go to the architecture. He will go to the bank maybe if he needs money. He will go to the workers. And 1 or 2 years later, the effect is ready-made. Cause and effect principle on a feelings level, on the emotional level. If the seed is love, the harvest is also love, mostly more than you give. Then all spiritual powers are growing if we spend them. Cause effects on the resonance principle. Sympathy, then maybe in one person is coming up love. If the other person has similar potentials of love inside, maybe it's coming into resonance. Then for both, there is the feeling of love. Cause and effect, the resonance principle physical. If one string is played here, this one, the string of the other cello is tuned in the same way, will also vibrate without playing. This principle is also very important for the yoga, for the connection with the Supreme Soul. And also to look to our inner self, because where attention goes, energy flows, is also based on this principle. It's based on the principle of resonance. If one is in this high level of vibration, and you are connected with him, more and more will come closer to this high level. It's just based on this principle. Also, projection is also based on this resonance principle. The usual projections are, and blame can only be overcome if we take responsibility for our own part. If as a result of the reflection, something jumps out at me in the form of anger, rage, or disappointment, then I have to release my part in myself. Resonance. Here a little bit more about this law, the mirror law. You know, I was a curative teacher. My students' behavior changed to the extent I transformed my disappointment, my anger, my impatience and rage. Because at the beginning, disturbance were permanently the whole day, because these were handicapped children, speech handicapped, behavior handicapped, up to autistic children, and so on. And this was a big challenge for me at the beginning, because after I realized that the children's behavior is a mirror of my own behavior, and for each other, the potential of negative feelings were coming up, then I had to solve my own problems. There is a lecture held in Cambridge too, Rajyoga in practical application in professional and private life. Here's the link. And there exists also an essay in a spiritual magazine read worldwide, Practical Application of Meditation, Rajyoga in Private and Professional Life, page 30 to 33. So here, if this right person has worked in the garden and his face became dirty, maybe he's going to the bathroom and try to clean the dirt in his face in the mirror. But this doesn't function. The mirror is standing for this person behind. In reality, she doesn't hold the mirror, but she is a mirror, because on the basis of resonance, she is showing the own problems of the right person. But he must clean in his own consciousness the problems, and not in the other person. This was very important for myself, for my professional life. The ego battle. Of course, when one person lets go, the other person moves into the empty space vacuum, and the ego battle of no longer makes sense. Of course, children said the other is then falling down to the back, but it's not the point. If he's throwing in and it's empty, there's no resistance anymore. It makes no sense. Another point is the Huber defense effect. It has to do with expectations mostly. Reaction and expectation leads to Huber syndrome. You draw the deep vibration of the other into yourself. This is a typical problem by social professional workers, like teachers. Teachers have always expectations, write beautiful, make your housework, do this, let it be, let that be, and so on, permanently. Normally, by this handicapped children, it was permanently. And but it was a very deep experience. I was really throwing these deep energies from these students inside me. And later, as I realized what I have to do, then it became better and better and better, and there was no problem anymore. I could be detached from my expectations. Of course, I had to say what I have to do, but if it was not properly, to be quiet, to be in silence, and so. And I am telling in these lectures about silent exercises, and this was one of the most important keys to see the resources in the children, and also to experience my own resources, my own original qualities. The law of growth was one of my most important laws. It means where attention goes, energy flows, or energy follows. If she gives the attention to the flower is growing. If she is giving the attention to the negative plants, these plants are growing. I remember you every morning, 5 to 10 minutes, I had eye contact with the students one by one. And in this eye contact, I was trying to feel the capacity of the students, the capacity of inner peace, of love, of joy, of happiness, maybe. First, I experienced these qualities. Later, the students too experienced their own qualities. And this was based on the principle where attention goes, energy flows. After a while, the students became more self-confidence, more joy, and at least in the last 10 years, learning was a lovely game, like a lovely work. The children liked it, I liked it, and we had every day Sunday since this time it has happened. In summary, I would like to highlight two laws: the law of growth. The creation is first and foremost a mental process, and it has to do in particular with how we perceive persons and things. How we perceive persons and things. Think to the dark glasses and the bright glasses. The quantum physical observer effect is also a scientific principle. The quantum physical observer effect says that things develop according to our perception, because energy follows attention. If I see the good grows. If I see the bad grows. This is not esoteric nonsense. This is based real on quantum physics. I could tell about more. In this lecture I mentioned, you can hear and listen to a little bit more. There is a second one of self-responsibility. To the degree that I change myself, the world changes. To the degree that I changed, my students changed. This is the most important realization. After all, everything has to be balanced out. At the latest, before going home to the soul world, means the liberation from suffering, I have to answer for everything to myself. No good lawyer will help you anymore. Thank you for attention. Now we make again, if you like, a small meditation, a short meditation. Yeah. If you observe these spiritual laws, there exists a lot of other laws, spiritual laws. You can change your life in connection with the Supreme. First, a little bit silence. If you make an experiment like me by the students, to see the positive things in the soul, if you see in soul consciousness the other person and yourself, the original qualities can be seen, can be felt more and more. Then the negative things, they may also be here, but they have no any influence anymore to you. It's also for self-protection. But if this circle is going on, your life quality becomes more and more joyful. as a spiritual being, observing the spiritual laws, especially the law of self-confidence, means to transform your own inner problems, leads you and the others you meet to happiness. In the optimum, then you cannot be anymore influenced from the outside world. You decide what you feel inside. You decide above your thoughts. The thoughts are the basis for the feelings. To clarify the consciousness, means to clarify your life. And your self-transformation is a brick for world transformation. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Thank you so much for your attention.